Yo, what's going on? We are here on a Sunday night, Mike. What's up?
Special Sunday.
It
This
is a
is your
special.
church for today.
Yeah, this is your devotion service for the evening. Welcome to the Mike and Mish show, special edition, Sunday night edition. We got two big guests tonight. One is one half of the first ever bare knuckle MMA female sanctioned fight. Am I describing that right, Mike? A Gamebred Fighting Championship.
Yeah, it's history is what it
is.
is.
It is history in the making, and we have one half of that fight. The other half will be joining us Wednesday night. Danielle Wynn will be on in a minute. Following Danielle, we have a surprise guest that we picked up this morning. We locked it in. Recently released and stripped of his title, Dat Nguyen of the BKFC is going to stop in and explain what the hell has happened between him and the BKFC that ended his 4-month reign as the 135 champion with that organization.
That be that.
That be that. So before we get going, we're just going to shout our sponsors real quick, as we always do. We got Holding Hands Massage. Holding Hands Massage. They are registered with the Department of Veteran Affairs. Jackie Holden is one of the best in the business. She knows how to talk to the body and find the trigger points for pain and alleviate all that shit. If you are a soldier, if you are a veteran, go to holdenhandmassage.com and book yourself an appointment with Jackie. If you are not a veteran or a soldier, you can still go see Jackie Holden. You just got to go to www.massagetherapix.com and she will hook you right up. And the other one, of course, Killfoot Clothing. I got one of their shirts on tonight, America. Mike's got the Mission Accomplished shirt made by Killfoot Clothing right there. American-made apparel, veteran-owned, veteran-made products. They are the shit. You gotta love Killfoot. And with that being said,
super comfy.
Like the softest shit you'll ever put on, dude. It's like the best shirt to work
wicked
out.
Soft.
Yeah, wicked soft. All right, what do you say we bring in Danielle Wynn and we get to know one half of the first ever bare knuckle MMA fight ever?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Danielle
Wynn, how are you? Welcome to the program.
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, we are good.
Doing good.
I got to tell you, I'm tired. I was up till 2:30 in the morning and watching, I had a couple people over, Mike being one of them. We watched the UFC 263 card last night. And then I had to get up at 5:30 this morning, shave my stupid face and put my Army uniform on and head right back to work,
Danielle, I didn't have to do that because I actually went to school earlier this year and I didn't have to. We're in the same unit, but I don't have to attend my annual training this year because I went to school for 5 weeks. So this guy texted me at like 5:39 in the morning, and when I got up, I looked at my phone. And I said, "What the hell is this guy? What is he smoking?" He's texting me at 5:30 in the morning, thinking I'm going to be paying attention to his text. He's out of his mind.
Hey, I was up and I was up and at it. But it's enough about Mike and Mish. The guest of the hour right now is Danielle Wynn. How are you? And tell us a little bit about what you have coming up. It's really big news. It's amazing, and it's next Friday. So what do you got going on?
So my name is Danielle Wynn. I train out of ATT Team Lima, American Top Team Lima, and I'm doing the first female bare knuckle fight that's sanctioned by the athletic.
That's big news.
Yeah.
And okay, so you started your MMA career as a professional pretty recently.
Yes.
You have been extremely active since going pro, which you started off against not a well-known person, but from a well-known family, Bellamir, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Let me ask you a couple questions. How did that fight? How did you did somebody say, Bellamir, hey, Frank Mir, we got the perfect girl for your daughter? How did that even happen?
No, actually, I saw a Facebook post about it. They needed a pro 135er, and it was in Mexico, so you had to have a passport. I guess nobody had a passport. I have a valid passport. So I was like, who's the opponent? and they sent me the information. I was like, all right, let's do it. So I did it.
I'll tell you, she's kind of a powerhouse, huh? Were you surprised? Like, she's very young. Was she 18?
No, 17. That's what we did it in.
17 years old, making her pro debut. Her dad's Frank Mir. That must have been surreal.
Yeah, interesting. It was crazy. Just like going to Mexico, then literally driving like an hour from the airport and arena. Like, I love the water. It was amazing.
You know, it's a good thing you were in Mexico, because if you punch a 17-year-old in the face in America, you're going to jail on the spot.
Prison.
You're going to prison, Danielle.
How was like the COVID restrictions down there?
Actually, they just did the antibody test, and that was it. And they pricked my finger, and I passed.
And that's it.
That's how they do it. They just do the finger prick.
Yeah, that's how they did it there. Like,
huh? I didn't know that. It's kind of like a diabetes test.
Yeah,
prick, you know,
little diabetes test for your
diabetes.
So like I said, you've been staying super active. You're fighting. You have this fight coming up next Friday against Monica Medina, but you also have another fight already booked, right? In like August or September. I thought I saw that online. Am I wrong about that?
Well, I haven't signed anything yet, but yeah, I have something in the making for September. I have to obviously see how this go first, because I can't like plan ahead, because I mean, still June, July, August, September.
Right, but and that one's MMA.
Yes, that'll be.
So that one's traditional MMA. Right. You're going to be doing some bare knuckle MMA. Have you thought about possibly venturing over into actual just bare knuckle fighting in BKFC?
I've actually thought about it, but like I have so many offers for MMA fights that it never really made sense to me. But then when Dean came to me about the Gamebred, I was like, oh crap, oh shit, I guess this is a huge opportunity. I'm totally an opportunist, and I just had to take it. Like, I texted my coach Diego Lima. I was like, hey, I just got offered to be on Jorge Masvidal's like show Gamebred or promotion Gamebred, and he was like, what? I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, we should do this. And unfortunately, well, not fun, but Diego's fighting the next day, so I couldn't have him as a coach. But I found somebody that would be willing to, coach and, help me out there. So I was like, yeah, let's do it. I mean, the worst that could happen. I mean, what's the worst that could really happen, I guess?
We got some people in, Dave, I was going to just say we got some fighters in the chat room right now that are jealous of your opportunities.
Yeah.
Danielle. But you know what, David, this is only the first one. I'm sure there'll be more, and this is going to be a huge thing. And who knows, man, with a name like Jorge Masvidal behind an organization like this, sky's the limit, man. Now, are you I can't imagine. Are you training any different to go into an MMA fight where you're not going to be wearing gloves, or is it basically just status quo, same thing all the time?
Well, after just coming off a fight from 2 weeks ago, I'm pretty much just keeping my cardio up. I mean, there's not much I can do in 2 weeks.
You hear that? You hear that, Mike? Remember I said she was really active? She fought 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. Like, you're just fighting everyone. It's people in the comments. You want to fight? She's going to kick your ass. She's ready for it.
Yeah, they came to me weeks ago about it, but I said I already had a fight June 18th. I mean, June. Oh man, I forgot, like 2 weeks ago. But June 4th. But fight. He was like, "Yo, it's still open. Do you want to do it?" I said, "Give me an hour. Let me talk to Diego." And I followed up in an hour, and I was like, send the contract. Let's do it. He sent the contract. The next day, I printed it out, signed, and boom, we're ready to go.
So Joe Ivy, she's in the comments here. She's a huge supporter of yours. She says history in the making. And I know we talked about this before we jumped on, we chatted a little bit. And this is history. And I was saying to you earlier, people are going to jump on in the future and they're going to start Googling and they're going to say bare knuckle MMA because we're going to be on like 200. And then it's going to be this big event. And they're going to be like, wow, who was in the first? Do you remember the first one? And you're going to be on there. First female event, first bare knuckle MMA event. I mean, that must be awesome. I mean, the feeling that you get from that.
Dude, it's amazing. It was just an opportunity. I just couldn't resist. I just knew I had to find somebody to corner. I had to find somebody. And I just went through my contact list and I was like, okay, who can do it? Because I pretty much already know what I'm going to do. And, need somebody there that's like, just to help out with things. And oh, dude, I just I was so elated.
Yeah.
Are you at all familiar with Monica Medina or?
I've watched it. Well,
Yeah.
she has fought some pretty big names. Jillian Robertson. Was it Tracy Cortez?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
she did.
And it's they're in the UFC now, though, I think.
Right. Yeah. When I was looking into her, I saw a picture of her with actually posing with Dana White at one of their fights. I don't know. It might have been at the Tracy Cortez fight or something like that. But yeah, very cool opportunity. Do you guys know where you will sit as far as the structure of the card goes?
No, I have no clue where we are. I don't
mean,
know.
how cool would it be to be the very first ever bare knuckle MMA fight of all time?
Mm-hmm.
Would be you guys, and it would be a female fight as well. That would be even more history in the making. But
Triple first.
The triple first.
Yeah, I don't know. I wonder how they're going to do it. Like, I mean, they could do it, or they could make people wait. But I think we're the only ones on the card. Because I saw a post about trying to get another 115, 120 female bare knuckle fight for a 2-1 girl. Like, I shared it because it'd be awesome to have another set of females on there. It's so cool.
What about bare knuckle MMA? Do you anticipate being like different than regular MMA? Like, are there any like particular situations that you're like, that will really change a lot? I mean, obviously you're getting hit with the bare knuckles, but it's like mostly it's not too far off. I mean, the gloves are very small in MMA,
And it's not like you're grabbing gloves, right? I mean,
right. You can't grab the gloves.
No.
So
it would be different because of the like for grappling, because you can actually like grasp your hands. Like, I mean, I don't have big hands, but I don't have small hands, and the gloves come all the way up to the tips of my fingers, so it's kind of hard to grasp. I think the grappling will be a little bit different, but
easier for you is what you're saying,
right? Easier to grip and to hold and get submissions and things. But as far as you're right, getting hit with knuckles, that's kind of different too. But the glove is kind of like your face, really your hands, right?
Yeah.
Ben Field in the comments asks, would betting my house on you be a safe bet? And when you win, what should I do with the money?
You give it to her. That's easy.
Yeah. 50-50, right down the middle.
Oh, hell yeah.
And David Morgan, who is a fighter for the BKFC, says, what are you doing to train for bare knuckle that is different? Mike just asked that. So basically, when you approach this, it's sort of like no-gi grappling that you get to punch people in the face and stuff, right? You know what I mean?
It's punches.
It's like full combat jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, but you can close your hands.
And you can close your hands.
So
yeah.
Unified MMA rules is just no gloves.
And have you talked to Gamebred Masvidal?
No, I have not.
Are you going to?
Well, that'd be really awesome. I would like to. That'd be really cool. I'd like a picture.
I mean,
I think you'll be able to get that. I mean, come on.
I mean, you guys see my Facebook. I'm all about pictures. I take them all the time.
Yeah.
He's I mean, I don't know if he's got to be, but he should be like the Dana White of the company. He should be the president. I don't know. Maybe he won't. Maybe he'll be more Lorenzo Fertitta.
I don't know. I mean, I would love to get a picture, but obviously I got to focus on the fight, and that'd be great if that happens. But I'm not going to count on it or anything because the fight is more important than anything else. Winning is more important than anything else. So.
Right.
And Brandon Quigley in the comment section says, Danielle Wynn, what is your prediction? How do you see this fight ending?
I pretty much see me walking her down punches.
Walking her down punches.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I see it going. I'm a puncher for the most part. What I like to do.
There you go. That's why I think with your hustle, with the amount, with the activity that you have, you obviously have drive and a ton of you're nonstop. You fought 4 times this will be the 4th time since October?
October, yeah.
4th time since October. And now you have, I mean, you're showing like a wide variety of of skill here. you could fight regular MMA, you could stick with Gamebred, and you can go over to BKFC. So just, keep on hustling. What I wanted to ask you about was training with Diego Lima. What's it like there? Are you training with Diego and Douglas?
Like they teach the class sometimes, and I have like trained like with them, but usually it's with like people in the classes. We have a lot of fighters, a lot of aspiring fighters as well, but a lot of people that actually, got to the cage, done their thing, and came out victorious. So we just have like a butt ton of fighters. Like it's great to be at a gym where everybody's pretty much got the same goal. They want to get to the big stage. They want to do their thing. They want to show what they can do. They've been training and doing all this hard work for weeks and weeks, and they just want to show what they can do. Like, it's inspiring.
So training, who's that one person that you've gotten to train with that you were like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm training with this person, other than the Lima brothers there? I can't believe I'm here right now,
I have to admit, it was kind of the Limas. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like, I've seen them on TV, and they're there, and they're actually like in the gym. They're not just like a silent partner. They're actually like there and helping people. You can ask. They're the nicest guys like ever. And yeah, I don't know. I can't really think of anybody right now. You kind of caught me off guard.
They fly anybody in for like training camps for like other fighters in the gym, and like people come there and you're like, oh my God, I get to train with this person that I'm watching all the time. I mean, it just seems like such an exciting thing. And I feel like fighters are different than, I've said this before. And I feel like MMA fighters are different even all the way up to like top level, because they're still training in gyms that civilians, like everyday civilians, like I could walk into a gym and be like, oh, I want to be a part of this gym and start training. Now I might not be training with that person side by side, but they're going to be there and they're going to be doing their thing. They're going to be working out and you get to see them and they're kind of still on that level. And I feel like they're a little closer to like ground level, if that makes sense, than like if you went to the NFL or the NBA or something like that. Like those people, like they're stars. And when they train at private facilities. You will not see them. You're probably never going to be getting passes from Tom Brady or, covering. You know what I'm saying? It's different. I feel like it's different.
Yeah, I do
more
too.
Personable.
You need to see all kinds of styles. You see the best of the best. And, people that may have the unorthodox style that, is it's just rare. Like, I think you need to see everything. Whereas in the NFL, just kind of just work out and run. I mean, I don't really know what training that. I'm not knocking it or anything, but
no.
MMA, you have to train with. You got to train with the white belts and the black belts and all the ones in between.
Right.
So it's just such a wide array.
Yeah, it's very unique. I think it's awesome.
What was the mood like in the gym after Douglas's fight Friday night for Bellator? Because that was rough.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened there. I know he ran into kind of a buzzsaw in that Ukrainian kid, man. That dude's a monster. Was it just back to the drawing board and get back at it for Douglas?
I mean, yeah, basically. I mean, he's got heart. He'll be right back at it. And I mean, he's like in the gym. He's very dedicated and very, when I see him train with his personal trainer, it's just he's just so focused and just so into it. He'll be back for sure, guaranteed.
He had a similar thing happen. Was it Koreshkov? Is that the guy that we saw him fight, Kyle?
Yeah.
And he kind of had a similar match against him, and then I feel like he came back better, So he'll come back. He'll come back strong.
He'll fix all that stuff, and it'll all be good.
Right. So, when do you head to Biloxi? You're not there right now, right? You just moved into a new place. Are you still in Atlanta or wherever you train?
Yeah, I actually just moved up to Duluth.
Duluth.
Yeah, I literally just moved yesterday. I moved everything in. I didn't do anything. I went to sleep after I did that, and I just started organizing stuff all day long today, and just took the whole day and just put everything away because I really don't like messes, but I don't have any furniture to really have any house guests or anything. But I'll be going to Biloxi on Wednesday night. So my plane ticket, it's kind of funny because I arrived literally due to the time change. I arrived a few minutes after I left.
You know what? Me and
Yeah,
Mike,
Like a little
we
time
just
machine.
right. We went to BKFC 17 in Biloxi, and you know, believe it or not, like to fly into Biloxi would have cost us $680 a round trip, and we're like, man, fuck that. Atlanta, we can go for $200 a round trip, rent a car, and just drive up to Biloxi. And we landed in Atlanta, got our car, drove to Biloxi, and time traveled back an hour. It was kind of cool.
Well, I'm not about that driving life. I couldn't stand driving to Tennessee. That was awful.
Oh no, we weren't in Biloxi. We were in where the hell were we, Mike? We were in Birmingham, Alabama.
Yeah,
But
I wasn't going to say it, but he said it. You know, I just was going to let that pass. You
Right,
know?
whatever. But we
really
time traveled. Okay, that's all I'm saying. The point of the story is that we time traveled, like Bill and Ted.
You know, it's the same ending. So I was like, I'm not even going to bother saying anything because I was like, we did not go to Biloxi, but that's okay. Nobody has to know.
Oh, Jesus, shut up.
He called himself out. I didn't do it.
Yeah. I'm on 2.5 hours of sleep. Okay, my friend. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I will have Mike Hunold on the north ramp of our facility doing push-ups at 7:30 tomorrow morning.
I will not be there. See, this guy. I won't be there. I'm not on. Hey, I'm not there. I'm not gonna be there. That's my day off. There's Andrew Toppin. So Andrew Toppin is an up and coming fighter here. He should be either on Toe the Line or BKFC very soon. He saw us in Atlanta where the players play, as we know. And you know where he saw us? In the Hertz line. Have you ever rented a car from Hertz in Atlanta?
No.
Fair warning, never do it.
Don't do it. Ever.
Never do it.
What happened?
If you were 5 people back in line, it would take an hour for you to get your car.
Oh.
So there was a line that was 30 people long. So I'm just going to say the people at the end of the line probably didn't make it.
Danielle, it took us, we flew from Baltimore to Atlanta faster than it took for us to get our car from the line at Hertz.
Yeah.
I'd be mad as hell.
Be careful. Yeah.
All right. So, we got a big event coming up Friday night. You're fighting Monica Medina. Why don't you go ahead, shout out some people, thank whoever got you to where you are this Friday night, and we'll wrap this up with you and let you get going. Okay.
Sounds good. Well, yeah, I just want to thank my training partners and, of course, the Lehman Brothers, because I had to get clearance from them to take this opportunity. And, of course, my parents, because my mom is, like, always at my fights. She'll more than likely be there. She's working on getting the day off work right now. And definitely Barber Orthopedics. Oh, my God. They keep my joints and bones in really great condition. Helped me out in my last fight. Last fight didn't go my way, but still, they were simply amazing, and they're just, I love their service. It was great. And of course, like, thank my corner man who stepped up to come out, Caesar coming out to do the whole, like, thing with me at Gamebred Jorge Masvidal's promotion. Yeah, that's about it.
Well, it is. It's a new goal of ours that we've been getting to all the BKFC events. Doing media stuff at these events. Our new goal is to be doing some interviews at these Gamebred Fighting Championships, because I think this is. I really truly believe this is another new wave of the future here. I mean, like when bare knuckle became legal 3 years ago, everybody was like, "Holy shit, what is this brutal gladiator stuff that we're watching here?" And now it's getting so popular. It was only a matter of time before somebody was like, why are we only just doing boxing? Why don't we strip the gloves off some MMA fighters and throw them in a cage like we're so used to? And it was only a matter of time. And I really believe with a name like Jorge Masvidal behind it, and bringing in up and coming fighters like yourself, but also showcasing a guy like Jason Knight, who is a badass in the main event, fighting an absolute maniac like Charles Bennett. I don't know if you saw we had Jason Knight and Charles Bennett on the other night.
You saw it?
Yes.
And this guy's crazy.
Do you want to know something? My wife was rewatching the show because she didn't get to see it live. And she was keeping the noise level down because we were someplace where we can't really have the sound loud, especially with Felony talking. She went to go turn the closed captions on YouTube.
Oh no.
YouTube blocked it. There was no closed captions.
Yeah.
We were like, what the hell? We were like, what the hell? So I'm like, wait a minute, check all our other videos. She checked all our other ones. She was like, yeah, closed captions work on all of them. I don't know, man. I think Felony might have pushed some, might have hit the maximum limit.
I'm just waiting for the warning that we're going to be getting kicked off soon. We have too many strikes against us here.
All right, well, let's hope it brings fans to the show then.
That's what I'm talking about. He's entertaining as hell.
Yes, he is. I met him at a King of the Cage fight that I did. So.
Yeah. Joe Ivy says Felony broke YouTube. That's right. and you will be on a card that features Jason Knight and him in the main event. It's going to be incredible. Best of luck to you Friday night.
Absolutely.
Anybody who wants to watch it, we put it down at the bottom there. Let me throw it back up there just for a minute. Watch Gamebred Fighting Championship June 18th on the BKTV app or at bktvapp.com. Thank you so much for coming on the show, Danielle. We can't wait to watch your fight this Friday.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Or not this Friday, next Friday.
No, it's June 18th.
Yeah, June 18th.
Right. This is
yes, June 18th.
This coming Friday. Jesus Christ.
Yes.
I blame the Army.
It's very close.
Yes. Yeah. Very, very close. Super stoked.
All right.
I bet. I can just imagine. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Have a good one.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye. All right. For those in the comment section asking, we are not doing any speed rounds tonight because it's been a long, crazy week. This is a Sunday night special, and our second guest is already here. He is in the waiting room, so why not get right to it, Mr. Dat Nguyen.
Dat
Hey, how are you guys?
How are you, sir?
Doing great. Thank you very much.
What's new with you, sir?
Me, just trying to, train a little bit and see if anything comes up.
So you have been in the news.
Yes.
Not for reasons that I'm sure you're very happy about, but I wanted to get you on here and give you an opportunity to tell the masses what went on with Mr. Dat Nguyen in the BKFC that led to you not defending your title.
Yeah. What is your question again? I'm sorry. I was just occupied with trying to set this thing up.
No, so we wanted to get you an opportunity to come on here and go ahead and tell everybody, what happened between you and the BKFC. You just won the title back on February 5th in an amazing fight of the year contender against Johnny Bedford, Brutal Bedford. You looked amazing in that fight. You looked like you were, the next big name on the BKFC roster. And then boom, all of a sudden, 4 months later, you're not the champion anymore. So can you tell us what happened? What got us to where we're at today?
What the hell is going on?
I am still the champion. You know what I mean? Right now, until we negotiate a better deal, because I never had a contract with BKFC. So, I wanted to have the belt so that way I could have some negotiation power after I win the belt. So right now we're still negotiating for a good deal, because I think I bring a lot to the table, and at the same time, I'm the only Asian fighter that is a world champion in the United States right now. In BKFC, So
right.
And it's a big market out there, It's a big market out there for me, and like I said, I always come to bring the best fight, and then to entertain the fan. And right now we're working something out. Hopefully it works out for both parties, because that's what I look forward to.
So okay, go ahead, Mike.
Oh, I was gonna say, I noticed a little bit earlier that Scott Burt put out a Facebook post. Did you see it?
Yeah, he I think he forwarded to me, and I saw it. Yes, so yes, I saw something like that. So I'm not aware of what was going on there.
So real quick for the fans, so for the people who are watching, our supporters and all that, it reads the highly anticipated official video statement from the historic 140-year-old Police Gazette Boxing Corporation about 135-pound fighter Dat Nguyen, as delivered by President Scott R. Burt, to be released tomorrow evening, June 14th, from the 1903 offices of the Police Gazette. What is this announcement supposed to be about? Is this the Police Gazette title too? Are they going to announce that they're pulling that title from you also? Like, what is this? I'm just confused on what's going on here.
You know, the Police Gazette is the most prestigious belt out there. I mean, it's been sanctioned for 140 plus years, and Johnny L. Selman is the only one that was one of the first ones to have it, and he's world famous. It's an honor for me to have that belt. So, as long as I don't lose the belt by fighting, I should be a champion still. So, I don't know where you guys would get the news there. But, like I said, a champion do not lose his belt unless he lose a fight. And that's what I believe. I've been in the sport of fighting for a long time. And right now, if, like I said, we are working towards a solution. So,
Okay.
like I said, I'm a great fighter, and I look forward to fight anybody and anybody.
That's actually great news. If you're saying that, because the reports the other day was that they had taken the title from you, but you're saying that there's still negotiations going on, because I personally, when I saw the headline, I was like, that is way too, like, 4 months is not inactive. 4 months is not inactive. I was like, why the hell are they pulling the trigger so fast on this, as if he's just not an active fighter?
Right.
You went through war. You went to war with Johnny Bedford 4 months ago. It's not like you're holding the belt hostage for a year. You know what I mean?
Right. Well,
Okay.
like I said, BKFC is a new company, and they got those OG guys that's been there from day one. So they've been talking a lot of trash, like Burnett and Johnny Bedford. So they've been talking a lot of trash, and like I said, I want to be able to humble them, but like you said, the term has to be right, so you guys stay tuned. You know what I mean? Like I said, I love BKFC. David Feldman gave me an opportunity to be on the promotion, and I won the belt. So like I said, I come into BKFC to do big things. I'm not looking to hold the belt hostages. I want to fight big names, big opponents. So, I mean, if those guys are in my way and they're talking a lot of trash, I have to get rid of them. So, like I said, we work something out.
Perfect.
So your next opponent, and I'm hoping your next opponent is Reggie Barnett Jr. And I'm sure, obviously, that he's been out there talking a lot about you, wanting to get into that squared circle with you.
Right. Like you said, when you're the champ, everybody want to go after you, So what can I say? I mean, when Johnny Bedford was the champ, I said, look, I want to fight him for the belt, and David gave me an opportunity. And I've been an elite boxer for many years, and boxing never gave me an opportunity because I'm such an elite boxer, and those they trying to build those young undefeated prospects, and they're not gonna check me in to fight those guys because there's a 50-50 chance that I'll beat them. So. They never give me an opportunity. The only opportunity they give me is when they know I'm not training and they call me last minute and say, "Hey, you want to fight on HBO against this undefeated prospects?" And I take those fights. That's why I had those 3 losses under my record. Really, I don't think those are a lot. The fights were very close, and I thought I won it. Really, But like I said, I take those fights under those circumstances, and I cannot complain. But that's the name of the sports. I mean, pretty much any sports is like that in combat. I think. But,
Right.
but David gave me an opportunity, and I said, David, I'm a great fighter, and I'll fight anybody. Just give me, enough training schedule because usually I run a business here, I run a restaurant. If I'm not running a restaurant, I'm doing something else, I'm taking care of my family. So please just give me enough notice for a fight, and I get myself in tip-top shape. I don't think anybody can beat me. And David gave me the opportunity, and I beat Bedford in the last fight.
Right. We were actually present for that one. That was the first fight. That was the first event that we actually covered as media. And I got to tell you, man, you guys, that whole show was just phenomenal. But the 2 fights that really stood out that night was Clarissa Segala and Taylor Starling, the 2 females. And then it wasn't the main event. It wasn't Chris Lieben. It was you and Johnny Bedford. And for anybody that thinks that you didn't lay it completely out on the line and go to absolute war with Johnny Bedford and prove that you're one of the best in the world, they need to go back and watch that.
Right.
And it would be a damn shame for the BKFC to turn their back on you. I just couldn't even imagine. After being there and seeing it live in person, I just could not imagine that they wouldn't come to terms with you on something.
You know, like I said, BKFC is a young company, and you know they need a lot of big names to come in and help them build the brand. You know, and I'm not a big name, but you know I come to fight. You know, I come to fight and I entertain the fan. And when I do fight, I fight with all my heart, and that's all I want to do. I want to be able to gain new fans and help you know the company grow. So you know, hopefully you know David get to see that and you know bring me back, and we agree on terms. And I love to be a part of the BKFC brand and you know, make it go viral. You know, be big like the UFC someday. You know, like I said, when I fought Johnny Bedford, I knew it was going to be a tough war, and I prepared myself mentally and physically for that fight.
Now, Dad, you talked about entertaining. Sorry, Mike.
Sorry.
Did you? Okay. For those who didn't see his walkout, when he talks about entertaining the fans, he came out to Mortal Kombat with the hat. Did you see Israel Adesanya last night?
I saw it.
Yeah. I think that, you know.
Yeah, you know, Israel used to follow me. You know, like I said, a few months ago, I think it was my second fight. Right after my second fight, I saw a follow. I was like, whoa, who's this guy? Adesanya. Whoa, he was a UFC champ. I was like, wow, Adesanya follow me? You know, and I was like, wow, champ follows me, right? And I was like, wow. So I started to follow him too. And, you know, months later, I went back to his page and I look at his following. I'm like, oh, what? I'm not following anymore. So I'm pretty sure that, you know, I just saw his last walkout. Somebody sent me the walkout. And I'm like, oh, this guy just took my idea. You know?
He came out like a Ronin, you know?
Yes.
With that conical hat, a Ronin. Were you going for Raiden from Mortal Kombat, or were you going for?
You know, really, you know, I thought about the hat. You know, really, when I first came out with the hat, I said, you know, let me rep something. I want to be able to entertain the fan because I want to be something unique. You know, I want to be something unique. And I said, what makes me unique? So I said, you know what, I'm gonna come out with the rice hat. You know?
Yeah, that conical hat. Yeah.
Nobody ever came out with that hat before. And so I put the rice hat on. And I was like, you know, I gotta find the music that goes with this. I gotta find the music, and then and I heard Mortal Kombat. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna come out with Mortal Kombat. And everybody just like, oh, Mortal Kombat and Raiden with the corn hat. Oh, so you know, everybody call me Raiden from then on. So it kind of stuck on me. So I said, you know what, we're gonna keep going out with Raiden. But like I said, the next fight, if I do fight, it's gonna be crazy because the next walkout is gonna be even 5 times better than the last one. So you know, I think you know it sets the setting, you know, for the fight. You know, I never knew how important the walkout would be. You know, it sets the tone. You know.
So, if negotiations don't go the way that we hope they go, and you stay with the BKFC, are you open to going to different promotions if things don't work out? Are you looking at that avenue?
You know, as a fighter, you know, your career is only gonna last so long. You know, so you want to be able to make the most money. You know, so me, you know, as a fighter, I'm also a businessman. You know, so I want to be able to get the most money possible because you know every time you go in there, you're taking damage. You take them, no matter how good you are, you don't get punch land on you. You know, so. Like I said, I want to make the most money for my family. You know, I got 3 children that here, and I got a job that I work, you know, so I want to be able to take care of them. You know, like I said, I fight for the fans, but also I fight for my family. You know, so whoever offers me the most money and you know, help me, you know, get there, I'll be loyal to them, you know.
So for those who are watching that aren't familiar with that, like you said earlier, 20-3 as a professional traditional boxer, 3-0 with the BKFC. Your boxing pedigree is insane. Do you have any other backgrounds besides boxing? Have you trained in any kind of grappling or jiu-jitsu or anything like that?
You know, I have really big dream. I have a really big dream because, you know, I grew up in Hawaii, Maui, Hawaii. And, you know, when I was 11, 12 years old, I was taking karate classes. You know, I was taking karate classes and I was doing kumite sparring, you know, stuff like that against black belts. You know, and I was able to beat them. and then I learned, and then went into kickboxing. I went into kickboxing, and it was undefeated in kickboxing tournament. My brother is the IKF champion. You can look him up, Dat Nguyen, you know. And so I grew up from Maui, so Maui in the late '90s and early 2000s. Like me and my brother and my coaches were the most famous gym in Hawaii. Before we were like BJ Penn. Nobody even heard about BJ Penn until he went into UFC. So we have a martial arts background in Hawaii. But for my coach, his name is Jeff Mickey. He's 6th-degree black belt. He's a 6th-degree black belt. He been Kempo karate, so he been learning since he was 5-6 years old. He taught me a lot. He made me the person I am. So for me to stay active, I had to take boxing, join the boxing show, tournaments and stuff like that. So in Hawaii, after I got a few fights in Hawaii, nobody wants to fight me anymore because the population in Hawaii is not very big. And so after I graduated, I got a full scholarship. So I went to the boxing route and went to the Olympic Training Center.
All right, so that would lead me. You're being brought up doing karate and that leads me to the next question that somebody had in the comments here. Would you consider fighting in Masvidal's new promotion? I would imagine that if the money's right, you would. But that is a bare knuckle mixed martial arts promotion, Gamebred.
Absolutely. Like I said, I'm open for anything, and like I said, it's all about the money. You know what I mean? Anytime fighting is dangerous, no matter how like I said, I am open to do those things. And trust me, that's the thing I want to do. I want to be able to accomplish. I already accomplished the bare knuckle world title. Like I said, I've been a boxer for so long. I should have beat the world champ. I should have been a world champion in boxing. But like I said, boxing is very political. They pick and choose who they want to build. And if the promoters ever give me the opportunity to fight for a world title in boxing, I will be a world champion. I spot a lot of world champions. I know what level I am at. And the next thing to accomplish, if I do, is mixed martial art. Imagine if I was able to do all those three.
It'd be amazing.
So Brandon Quigley in the comments has given you, I think, a pretty good compliment here. In my opinion, he says, fight of the year versus Bedford. That was up there with Gatti versus Ward. Gatti versus Ward. Look at that. Come on.
To be compared to the Gotti Ward fights, man.
Funny. I used to spar with Arturo Gotti. You know what I mean? I used to be his sparring partner. When I first came to Vero Beach, Florida, he trained with Buddy McGirt, and Buddy was training Arturo Gotti, and he was training for the fight Durant in Atlantic City, and I was his sparring partner because he needed a similar height, and I was his sparring partner, and I get to spar with a world champion. I'm 2004, 2005. So I was 20-something years old, 21, 22 years old. Fighting, sparring a Hall of Famer. It's a great experience. So yes,
that's incredible. I didn't even know that. That's amazing. If you came to terms with, and hopefully you do with David Feldman and the BKFC, are you considering moving up to 145 at some point and trying to become like a double champ, or like you just said before, money's everything. When the money's right, you go up to 155. You know what I mean?
It's not about the money. It's everything. Like I said, if David wants me to defend this belt at 135, then the money got to be good for me to be motivated. But like I said, I already told David, look, I come to BKFC, I want to be multiple divisional world champion. I want to win the title 135. If he opens up the title at 145, I already told David, I'm going to 145 if you have the title there. I'm going to fight Palomino if he wins his next fight at 155. That's the guy I really want to beat the most because, he talks a lot of trash to me, and I just dislike a person. When I dislike a person, I fight 10 times better. And I like I said, eventually I want to fight the heavyweight champion, because
I saw that.
A small guy like me to fight the heavyweight champion, that would just it makes social media go viral, don't you think?
And you guys are friends too, right? So
I was just gonna say, wasn't he holding your child during your fight?
Yeah,
he was wearing the hat.
He was there at my last fight, and he came to the locker, and I said, hey, this is the fight I want someday. We're gonna make a lot of noise if we do happen. And like you said, as a fighter, in my mind, I know I can beat him, but he's also a fighter. Of course, he's like, man, this little guy, he think he can beat me. We're gonna, you know what I mean? So I'm pretty sure he does respect me, but you know, in his mind, he think he can beat me. But I'm the same way. I think I can beat him. So it'll be a great fight, you know. And plus, we're gonna make a lot of money too, you know, if it goes viral, you know. So
I
we
was
both
just gonna say,
back the money.
we are living in the day and age when a 190-pound YouTuber can fight a 145-pound legend. So a guy like yourself and a guy like him, obviously, would never get like sanctioned because of the size difference. But you know what? You might sell 1 million pay-per-views and make $20 million off of it. Who knows?
Right.
Exhibition.
All you gotta do is slap that exhibition tag on there, and you can get away with anything.
Absolutely, yeah. That's the plan. You know, like I said, that's what motivates me really. You know, like I said, I told David, look, that's what motivates me. That's what drives me to train, because I want to look at the big picture. You know, and other people like, oh, this fight would never be sanctioned. You know, those guys are little thinkers. You know, they don't see the big picture. Me, I like to shoot for the stars. You know, and I know I can get there if I have the drive and the motivation. And when I think about that, it gives me the motivation to you know, put in the work. So
I know I brought up Reggie earlier, and if you had to choose, if you had your choice on who you fought next, who would be the number one person that you just want to really punch in the face?
you know, like I said, the two person that I hate the most in BKFC. When I fought Bedford, I didn't hate him. We talk a lot of trash, but you know, he was still kind of respectful. He didn't call me name other than the dork. Dork is not too bad, you know. But Reggie's been calling me the P words and all these other words, and I hate when people call me name. So he's gonna get it when, if like I said, that's the guy I'm gonna punish. I just want to teach him a lesson. And secondly, Palomino. Palomino has been a bully, and he thinks, you know, he you know, as you could see when he fought Jim Malaire, he bullied Jim Malaire. Jim Malaire already lost before the fight. You know what I mean? He bullies him, and you know, nobody's ever bullied me. I grew up in Hawaii, and I grew up around those kind of bullies. You know what I mean? And that's how you humble them. You humble them with your fist. You let them know, and you know, like, mental is very important in fighting. You know, if you already lose by a bully mentally, you know what I mean? You already lose the fight before you even start. And those guys can never get into my head. And those are the one that I really want to punish, and you're going to see the best out of me when I punish those guys.
There you go. So you got your hit list is Reggie and Luis Palomino. We got Palomino coming on the show Thursday night. I'm gonna ask him about this. Just see if he'd be interested in fighting you after Good John.
Like I said,
Yeah.
that is already planned it out. If I'm back with BKFC, that fight is a fight that is the reason why I'm gonna be back with BKFC if it ever happens. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to be BKFC and stay at 135 because it doesn't motivate me. So you know, I'm gonna get rid of Reggie and get him out of the way, so that way all the trash talk can get away and show the fans what I can do, and then move up to 145 and 155. You know what I mean? If there's a belt at 145, but right now I don't know when David's gonna open up that belt. But 155 is what I'm targeting. I want that winner. I already told everybody, you know. And so, like I said, who knows? You know, Tyler Good John might even beat him. So don't count Tyler
right
out.
Well,
Tyler, you know.
I agree with you.
He's a boxer, you know. And Palomino is no boxer either. He fights people. He fights. He don't box. He fights people. That's the difference between bare knuckle and boxing. In boxing, you can box the guy. You can move him. That's what Reggie does. He boxes people. But he don't fight people. Watch me. When I fight him, when I'm fighting him, he don't have no place to run. I'm gonna cut him off and make him run like a chicken.
Ooh.
I'm not making an exact comparison to you and Bedford and then Good John and Palomino, but and this is no offense to you either, because obviously you won, but I really did feel like leading up to the Bedford fight, there was a very, like, you were the underdog. I feel like a lot of people were saying like, he's not gonna win, he doesn't have a chance, and you shut everybody up. So Good John could very well do the same thing. And I feel like a lot of people are looking past him saying, you know, whatever. And he lost against Felony. And he's not going to win. But it's like, I don't know. You don't know. I wouldn't count him out.
Right. You know, I like I said, I'm friends with Good John, and I like him. You know, he's similar like me. He came from a boxing background. You know, when I watch his title in BKB, he won the BKB title. I mean, he saw a really good display of boxing and fighting in there. And when he fought Felony, you know, I mean, from from what I heard, he had COVID 2 weeks before the fight. So I mean, how can he be at his best? You know what I mean? So a lot of people don't know that. You know what I mean? So like I said, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure I'm giving it a 50-50. But once I see the first round, I see who dictate the pace. Because Palomino's gonna try to dictate the pace, but he don't like when people pressure him. So if he does win the title, you're gonna see me pressure that guy, a bigger guy. I'm gonna be right in front. And when people attack me, that's when they are. When I fought Johnny Bedford, John didn't even want to throw punch first because he knows anytime he let his hands go, he's gonna get tagged. And like I said, if I ever fight Johnny Bedford again, the fight's gonna be a lot easier. I fought the best Johnny Bedford ever already because I mean, if you watch his interview, that's what he said. So I wasn't even nowhere there. During the pandemic, I'm working over here, and I barely even trained for that fight. So and like I said, I got rusty for not fighting for a year and not even training, not even going to the gym. When I knew I was gonna fight Bedford, I had 4 weeks to train. And I trained by myself. So all my fights been training by myself. It's kind of unheard of.
So you own a restaurant?
Yes, the restaurant here. I run it with my wife here. So I spend most of my time here every day.
I see.
So,
Where is it?
I see your hands wrapped. Are you?
Yeah.
Are you?
Tenderizing.
Are you sparring in the kitchen?
He's hitting the meat.
well,
The meat's hanging up in the freezer, and he's hitting his tenderizing.
I'm actually at the restaurant right now, and I was like I said, I was gonna do the interview with you guys, and then and then train afterwards because
Nice.
I know that if something comes up, I gotta be at least motivated. I gotta be at least decently hitting the bag because if I'm not even like before I fought Bedford for 6 months, I didn't even touch the bag. I didn't even do nothing. You know what I mean? And then when I found out the fight was like me, I'm the type of guy like I'm not motivated unless the contract is sent to me and I know the fight is on because for the past 10 years that's my career in boxing. They always like, oh, you gotta fight. You never see the contract, the fight is not gonna happen. So I know when the contract is there in front of me, I know the fight's gonna happen. That's when I get ready. But right now, anything can happen. So that's why I want to be a little bit shaking out on the bags and stuff. So that's why I wrapped my hands and I was gonna get the workout in. But then I checked my email and I saw you guys message me, so I was like, maybe we can do this interview.
Yeah, we really appreciate you coming on, man. And it's a really great news that you told us that you are still in negotiations with David, because when MMAfighting.com put that article out the other day and the buzz around the internet was going around, it really sounded like the BKFC had already like stripped you of the title, and they were done talking, which according to you tonight, that is not the case. And we may see you back in that squared circle soon. And if it's against Reggie Barnett, if it's against Luis Palomino, or even one of the 145ers like Jason Knight or Artem Lobov or one of those guys, you know what I mean? Like, you against any one of those names would be a hell of an entertaining show. And we hope to see you back in there soon.
Absolutely. Like I said, every time I fight, if I, like I said, most people never seen the best from me. And, in my mind, I know that, as a fighter, I know they didn't get to see the best of me because, I always rush to get in shape. When you rush to get in shape, you can never peak. So that's why I want to show the war, for all those guys that's been talking trash, I mean, before when I was just, fighting for BKFC, I don't see nobody talking trash. Now I get the belt. Everybody's going after me. They calling me all kind of names, calling me the P words and this and that. And, especially, Palomino, you know what I mean? I want to show the war. What I'm going to do, talking is cheap. I want to show the war. So that's why I want to be somewhat of a decent shape. So if we do get this worked out, I want to punish those two and let the fans know, you know what I mean?
Outstanding.
Yes.
All right. Well, I got to tell you, man, it was great to have you on. I was so glad that you answered the call, and we'll give you this opportunity to go ahead, shout out anybody you want to shout out any sponsors or anything like that, and then we'll let you get on your way, get back to training. All right.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Bare Knuckle Freak, Joe Miggs. He's trying to build up his podcast. He sent me a T-shirt here and the boom gear from Ripper gear right here. Yeah, you guys can check them out. I think they had a shirt for me. I was made for rating, so make sure you guys check them out. I want to thank all the fans for all their love and support. You know what I mean? Like I said, I always come to fight, and I lay myself on the line every time. I'm the type of guy like Nate Diaz, right?
Yeah. What'd you think of that? Did you watch the Nate Diaz fight last night?
Yes, I did. You know, I just saw clips. I didn't see the whole fight. But I just saw a few clips of it, and I mean, he gained a lot of fans. You know, but I think I think his time is getting old because like I said, a fighter's career is very short. You know,
Right.
and you gotta make the most money out of it, and that's what I'm trying to do. You know, every time I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna lay my life on the line, and I'm gonna give the best fight possible for myself. And thank you. To all the haters too, because the haters are also a fan because they're gonna, the people that hate you are the one that's gonna pay to see you. Look at McGregor. You know what I mean? You
Oh
can't have
yeah,
everybody to love you because the haters gonna be the one that's gonna buy and tune in to see you lose. But I'm always gonna prove them wrong every time.
Excellent, man.
absolutely.
What do you say, Mike?
Hey, thank you, Dat, for coming on the show. It was awesome to catch up with you, especially after the news that just came out. I really hope that you guys come to terms and we can see you fight Reggie. That's what I want to see. I want to see that Reggie fight. But I'll tell you what, that Palomino fight, I like to see that too. But I want to see the Reggie fight, you and Reggie. I'm looking forward to it.
See, Reggie, I've been studying him, and I already know I'm gonna bring it to him, and we're gonna see. Like I said, I'm gonna punish him. I'm not just fighting, punish him. So, like I said, I'm the one that's like really wanted this fight, But at the end of the day, the money gotta be right because my wife is the one that said yes or no. You know what I mean? I tell her I just want to beat this guy, but my wife's like, look, you got a family to feed her. You know what I mean? So. That's all, man. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, you guys.
All right. Thank you very much, Dad. Have a good one. We'll see you soon.
All right. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That was the reigning 135-pound champion. It's so weird because here we were thinking that he was already stripped of the title, but it doesn't sound that way to him. I mean, it sounds like there's still
I think it's a mix up. If I think a lot of people are saying a lot of different things, and I can only really go with what so basically David Feldman, we've been going back and forth trying to negotiate a contract for that, and we can't come to anything that works for either party. I'm not going to hold up other fighters who want to make a run at a title and that are willing to fight Dave Feldman. And I got that off the Knuckle Up Media guys page there. So I'll give them a little shout out. And I know you just threw up Jeffrey Fuller too,
Jeffrey
who
Fuller,
also has a podcast.
Jeffrey Fuller says, watch my interview with Dat and Reggie. He had them both on at the same time. You'll hear what Dat had said to Reggie. I'm curious to what he's talking about there, so I'm going to have to check that out. I'm wondering if there was the same, because he's Dat was saying that Reggie was talking a bunch of trash. I personally haven't heard Dat say much, but I wasn't paying too much attention to the Dat Reggie saga. So I just know that we had seen them fight live in him in Bedford. Yeah. And I'm going to tell you right now, man, that was one of the, and like we've been to many MMA fights, we've been to boxing, we've been to the Lion fights at Foxwoods and Bellator and UFC. That was one of the two of the fights that we saw that night were two of the best fights I had ever seen live in my life. And it was the Sagala and Starling fight. Mm-hmm. But then, 3 fights later, we saw this masterpiece between Bedford and Dat just beating the living shit out of each other. And I'm like, wow, I really became a fan of both guys. I mean, I had already seen Bedford fight a few times for the BKFC. And to be honest with you, I had not seen the Travis Thompson fight or the Alvarez fight with Dat. So when I saw Dat fight Johnny Bedford that evening, it was the first time I had seen him fight bare knuckle. And I was just like blown away by the size difference. Johnny Bedford looked like a fucking monster in there over him. Yeah. And man, did he was piecing up Johnny Bedford left and right. Bedford was getting him back. They both showed grit and toughness. It could have very well went, 10 rounds. You know what I mean? Neither one of them were dropping. And I keep saying this, and I'm gonna have to go back and research it. Don't they do a sudden death round? Like, not a sudden death round. They do a tiebreaker round.
I believe it happened. Don't quote me on this, but I think it only happened one time. I don't know, but I know it did happen. I cannot find. I've looked up the rules, and the BKFC website should have a link on their website that
With the rules set.
Go to the rules, and it should show all the rules,
Listen.
or at least a link to the commissions or whatever. I know it happened.
One time with Vogel, Ben Fields jumping in the comments and letting us know.
So yeah, one time, and I just don't. So I don't know why they don't do that more often, because I know that there wasn't there a fight that we saw recently. We're like, oh, it's gonna go to that round, and then it didn't.
The David Diaz Spencer Ruggieri fight.
Yeah,
that should have been a draw, and it should have been going to an extra round, but it didn't. Yeah, it's that what you just said about the website, that don't get us even started on that. That they need to hire a couple people to really put some work into that website to push information, to push the information out to the fans of the sport, because really, like you just said, you don't really know exactly what's what with the rule set. They say they're under the unified rules of boxing, but no, they're not, because you can dirty box, you could tie clinch, you could fucking.
That's it, not even close,
dude. You could put a whizzer on somebody, and you can hold their arm and just pound them with the other hand. You know what I mean? It's not the same as boxing, and yeah, it's like. And then if you go onto the BKFC website and you go to their roster and you click on one of their fighters,
nothing happens.
You get no information.
Yeah, nothing happens.
Like literally zero, nothing. It's just them.
It's just a list of fighters that's not really like broken up into weight classes or anything like that. So like then actually Knucklepedia has probably the best website for breakdown of fighters in divisions, and you can click on the hyperlink and bring it to the fighter. And then like Box Rec, I guess, for Tapology has some stuff, but it's like it's a toss up sometimes, so you never really know. Right.
Tapology, you can find more mistakes on that website than you can find actual fucking facts. And we were talking to a fighter the other day, and we're like, you know what, maybe you're not getting fights because they think you don't have any kind of record. And this particular fighter was like, no, it was another one I was talking about.
Remember, he was like, they had his picture on somebody else's record.
They had his picture on some other guy's record.
Yeah.
But this other fighter we were talking to, I don't know if you remember this conversation. It was offline. It was not on the show. And this particular fighter was like, you know what? If I wanted to, I could go in there and put a bunch of smoker fights in as amateur fights that I won. I'm like 19. I'm like, or 29-0 in these fights, and I got names and dates to prove them, and all I got to do is go into Tapology and add it myself. But I'm not going to do that shit because they're all bullshit. You know what I mean? It's like so I take a website like that with a grain of salt.
It's kind of like the Nike app that I run with. I can run and press start, and it follows me, on the map and everything, and clocks how fast I'm running and how far I go. Or I can just go in and just add a run and say, yeah, I ran 17 miles yesterday.
Our boy Ben Field, our boy Ben Field has a show coming up, and he's going to be interviewing. So what we want you guys to do is tune in tomorrow night to Against the Cage. A good friend of ours is going to be interviewing a guy named Ricardo Henderson, also known as Porsche Truck Ruck. And Ben was giving us some information on this guy, and he's like an absolute, making your life into something out of nothing type story. And he came from a rough background, and now he's succeeding and thriving in Cage Wars in Schenectady, New York. He's 2-1. He's got a big fight coming. He's got a big fight coming up. So make sure you pay attention to Ben. His show is a great show. Ben is a funny ass fucking dude. Like he is. Me and Mike were shooting the shit with him just before going live today, and he just says funny ass shit, man. I don't remember. I probably can't even say some of the things he was saying because he probably he will get him in trouble.
What do you mean?
I don't know. He might have been using some salty language.
What do you mean,
What
Kyle?
do you mean? Yeah. So do us all a favor. Support all these other shows too, man. We're not the only ones out there. I used to do a show called the Beauvais MMA Roundhouse, and I love Bob Beauvais for the fact that he got me into podcasting. So these podcasts, this shit that we do is fun, man. We got to talk to a 135-pound world champion tonight, who's in the media for reasons that he probably doesn't want to be in the media, but it was an honor to talk to a guy like that. And it was also an honor to talk to Danielle Wynn, who's an up and coming fighter, who is grinding, who is training with the Lehman brothers, who is about to fight her 4th fight since October. And she also has another one already lined up, not signed, but to talk to a person like that, it's really cool. So support the Jeffrey Fullers of the world, the Ben Fields, the Joe Miggs, our show, Knuckle Up guys. If I'm forgetting,
yep, inside the Mind of Fighting.
Yeah, there's a lot of them out there, and a lot of them will give you decent, really good information.
Mm-hmm.
They might not fuck around and joke around as much as we do, like with our fun and games and our speed rounds and whatnot. But everyone's got their own thing, and big shout out to everyone, and thank you guys for all tuning in.
I got a picture of the old Ricardo Henderson. This is the man right here.
There he is.
That's
Ricardo. That's Porsche Truck Ruck.
Mm-hmm.
That's an interesting nickname.
And you can find that man on, look at that. Cage Wars.
Ooh, Cage Wars.
How about that?
It's a badass logo, man. I
like
gotta say, I like it. You know what? It's prettier than Ben's face. I will tell you that much.
Yeah, we'll pop that up anytime. If Ben wanted us to put his face on here, absolutely not happening.
Yeah.
Well, let's never say never.
You know what? If Ben wanted to come online right now, hey Ben, if you're still watching and you're in the comment section, say
he's got the invite.
Yeah, right.
Send us some money.
You'd lose. No. I sent you an invite earlier. Go ahead and click on that same invite. Come in and plug your show. Do it right now. Come on. Who wants to see Ben Field come on here and plug his show?
Ben Field, we got Big Ben.
Ben Field could come on right this second and tell us about the Cage Wars event coming up, because Cage Wars is coming back for the first time since COVID. And I feel like, you know what? Fuck it, man. Since we're, spreading love right now, I'm going to do this impromptu. Sending. What?
Spread love. It's the Brooklyn way.
Spread love. It's the Brooklyn way.
That's
Moet
right.
and Alizé keep me tipsy. Girls used to diss me. Now they write letters because they miss me.
Yeah, that's correct. See,
invite sent.
To send another invite. I mean, god damn, would he lose his friggin' email? I mean, shit.
I just sent it. So
before
we wrap up this show, we're going to give Ben an opportunity to come on
to promote. So, Kyle, how is being first sergeant of a unit? How do you feel?
You know what, dude? So far, so good. And I feel like I really made huge moves today.
Moves?
No. My first like major thing that I wanted to do when I got into the position that I had the opportunity to get into was help out the people that helped me out throughout my career, right? And my boy, he was in the comments a little earlier. I don't know if he's still watching right now, but Larry Davis is one of the hardest working, funniest, smartest motherfuckers. And he will give you the shirt off his back. He will fucking do anything he needs to do to take care of the people that he cares about. And I believe that is he has the attributes to be like the greatest fucking training NCO ever, because what he loves to do is take care of soldiers. And I really made a hard push to get Larry the training NCO position for Alpha Company, the biggest company in the state of Connecticut, and made that fucking shit happen today. It's official. He's the next Alpha Company training NCO.
Awesome.
He is my right hand man when it comes to John's Inc. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's another story for another day. Maybe I'll have Larry Davis on as a veteran guest very soon, and we can talk about this. But hey, we got an impromptu guest right now that's going to come on real quick. Tell us a little bit about his organization, Cage Wars, and an upcoming fight. Ba-boom.
We can't see you.
Jesus Christ. Can you turn it?
Climbing in the
there we
car
go.
now, actually. There we go.
There
Man,
he
that was
is.
look
Man.
at that
Impromptu
entrance.
sound booth here for the impromptu interview. How's that for you? We
What's
make
up?
do with what we have. So, do I
What's
need to
happening?
pull out the voice for this, or am I good to just fucking...
Well, wait a minute. I want to hear you do the best Cage Wars, welcome back Cage Wars family fucking type yuck it up voice that you can possibly do right now.
Jesus Christ. Is this gonna... No, that wasn't... It was Bob and I that were sending back messages in hype voice. All right, never mind. Yeah, so I'm definitely excited, man. And if I'm gonna open a show and say anything, the first thing I'm gonna say is, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. The New York State's leading mixed martial arts promotion has finally returned. Here we go. It'll be something along those lines. I know I'm really excited to get back at it and get back in there and help tell these guys stories, man. These are some of the greatest people that you'll ever meet, including guys like Ricardo Henderson, who's literally the definition of started from the bottom. Now we're here, and he really hasn't even hit his apex yet. A multi-talented man, whether it's his music or his mixing of the martial arts. This guy's an absolute inspirational story from the base.
And you said he's music. He makes music as well.
Yeah, he does rap. And when I first heard that, I'm like, oh great, here's another of these fucking SoundCloud rappers. Until I listened to it, and it's really good, dude. You guys should check it out. Google that. Give YouTube Porsche Truck Ruck on YouTube. Excuse me, and you'll find some of his songs. His recent one is Stuck. That one's pretty good. I like it. He's got a really, really good mixtape out there on YouTube as well. So make sure you check him out. Really multi-talented, as I said.
That's awesome, man. And go ahead and tell everybody, when is the upcoming Cage Wars event? Are you guys at full capacity as far as ticket sales go and stuff like that?
I'm not sure what the capacity's at yet. Things are changing day by day. I'm actually, if you ask me, I think New York will be wide open by the end of the week. They said 70% vaccination and they'll lift restrictions, and I think we're about there. So, we may be able to sell out the Washington Ave Armory. You never know. They may let us do that. As far as if not, I don't know what the percentage will be by the date, but right now we're running as limited number of tickets available, and they're all available at cagewarsmma.com. The dates are June 25th. That is headlined by Kyle Kaler and Harley Locklear for the lightweight title. Fucking incredible fight. Give me a second, I'll get into that. And then June 26th is the night of the BKFC event that you guys will be at, but that is headlined with a heavyweight title fight for the vacant heavyweight title. Anthony Panic and Josh Walker will be fighting that one out. That's going to be a pretty good fight too. But what a fucking interesting heavyweight fight if you want one.
Hell yeah, man. Everyone loves a good fucking heavyweight throwdown for sure. How many total fights do you guys have on the card? Is it a full 12, 15 fights? You got a big one going? The
full card will be released shortly, excuse me. Should be coming out within the next week, if I know correct. But I don't do the matchmaking, so that's not exactly my area of expertise. I'm just the dude with the microphone that tells the stories. And while I may know some things that others don't, I don't know it all. So,
hey, I have an answer for you for the COVID vaccination rates. 50% right now.
In New York State?
In New York State, out of 20.6 million, 9.72 million are vaccinated according to the latest and greatest numbers. So that's 50% on the dot.
What's your source on that one?
It's fucking Google.
Pornhub.
Google.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I believe your source is off.
Statistics.
Watch my governor. If you can watch him long enough without being sexually harassed by him, you can.
That's all right. You can sexually harass him.
I think I won comment of the year earlier, man. Seriously, where's my award? I want a little medal. I'm gonna put it on my mantle.
You talking about the glove?
The glove with the
the glove off. You guys burst out laughing a little bit right there in the middle.
I did actually look at it and smile.
My bad. That is, it's true though, man. Now you can hit it raw. Why would you ever go back? No glove. Like there's certainly no love.
You know what?
Hitting
And
each
you,
other.
we're over
My
there.
two kids are proof that I never did.
Exactly.
We're over there having like a serious conversation with a guy who just possibly got his title stripped, and you're like, "Would you be interested in training with Joshua Fabia?"
I know.
Fucking
Yeah, he
asshole.
said, can you talk more on Joshua Faber or something?" I was like, God damn it.
And yeah, man. So
Would you consider Joshua Fabi as a coach? Sorry if I yelled too loud. I was
So I
You don't like
got
the
some
bat?
interesting news about Mr. Fabia. He may be an upcoming guest on the Against the Cage
No
podcast during
way.
a tell all. So look forward to that coming up soon.
No
And
way.
also,
Are you serious? You're
I
telling the
swear to
truth?
God,
No way. That's
I'm not.
awesome.
I wouldn't
That-
shit you, Kyle. You're my favorite turd.
I know, but I'm telling you, man, I cannot imagine the shit that you are gonna ask that dude.
Oh, dude,
like for anybody that's never fucking watched an Against the Cage with Ben Fields, you need to get over and watch Against the Cage,
Hey,
because
you know
I'm
what I
telling
can-
you, his content is fucking golden.
You know what I can tell you though? I think that Joshua Fabia is crazy enough to believe that Lauren Murphy is going to beat Shevchenko for the title
Listen,
this year.
motherfucker, I knew one of you guys were going to say something about that shit. I was waiting for
He's
it.
the
and I
one
was actually
person
gonna
that you
say
could
it
get,
next.
I think.
Like, fuck you both. She clapped you girls' cheeks yesterday, so I don't want to hear that shit. All right, you wait. December, they're gonna book that shit for December, and she gonna wreck a bitch and shock the world. All right,
Man,
No, I look. I don't want to feel like I'm hating on. You know, like I always feel like I'm hating on her
just
because I'm
fucking
really
with
not.
you.
I just don't think she's just so slow. I feel like she's just
somebody
so,
was
her
like,
punches are like
they were trying to like bag on me for being a fan
Compared to
when
Shevchenko.
your fighter's ugly, and I was like, I'm not arguing with you that she was stitched together by an old leather purse. Like, I'm not fighting with you on that. It's ugly Lauren Murphy. I get it, but she's gonna be your next flyweight champ.
It's lucky, guys. I mean, I don't know.
Oh my God, Ben, you're a fucking
Like,
gem.
I mean, listen, she's a good fighter in her division, whatever. But I think I always say, like matched up against Shevchenko, like I mean, she just looks like she's fucking molasses. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I'm going
She's kind
crazy.
of like the smaller, like she was the equivalent for her weight classes to like what Kyle is, like the smaller end of average at bantamweight, and then she was able to make 125 perfectly. So
You motherfucker.
I think
What was our bet? Okay, so for those who don't know,
Are you gonna wear makeup or some shit?
Oh man,
no, dude, that one already happened. You and I need to figure out the terms of this bet too.
I don't remember what it was. I'm gonna have to go back to the episode. So for those who don't know, I was a guest on Against the Cage, and we were predicting who's going to be the champ in each division at the end of 2021. And this raving lunatic over here says that the 125-pound champion at the end of 2021 for the UFC female flyweight division will be Lauren Murphy. Lauren Murphy over Valentina Shevchenko, and I almost it wasn't even my show, but I said I cannot allow you to continue. This is bullshit. I actually pulled this knife out and almost stabbed myself in the face. Do you remember that? I was like, I will jam this in my eye if this bullshit continues.
I have the clip. I'll have to post it again on social media. I was just going off again on one of my tangents, 0 to 100 so fast, and I'm peeling the fucking tires right off the rim. And he literally just stays like, I can't fucking do this anymore. You're ridiculous. I can't do this. And if that is not the perfect representation of my wife once a week in the 10 years that we have been together, I don't know what
I just can't do it.
Once a week where she's like, you're fucking stupid. I can't do this. Like, I get going on things, man. But I'm telling you, when I'm right, I am right. And this is a situation where you cannot deny it. You just wait.
Oh, Jesus.
Just wait. Like,
oh, Jesus.
All right, well, you know what, dude, Ben, thank you for popping in here. I wanted to give you an opportunity to shout out. How often are you going to be doing Against the Cage episodes? Are you going to be doing this more regularly now? Because I know you had taken some time during COVID. You kind of just took some time to yourself, but you're getting back into it. You've been doing episodes. Are you going to be doing them on the regular?
We started the pandemic really strong. We were doing, sometimes 3-4 shows a week. And then life happened, you know what I mean? Towards the tail end of things, I got COVID. we had issues with my mother. I take care of her for a living. That's part of my job. And her health has rapidly deteriorated over the last year. So, things going on with that, my niece in an ATV accident. So there's just been things that have come up that, just like another kick in the balls after the other. And, the thing with the Against the Cage live interviews with these fighters now that are on these cards that make it kind of difficult to be able to tell you guys, like, here's when this is, here's when that is, and this is the definitive dates. And these are all usually on these fighters. Oh, I'm going dark. Look at that. Ready? Oh, second coming. Here we go. Next one's like 30 minutes or less. It's free like dominoes. Anyway, so I base everything off the fighter's schedule because it's telling their story, and the show is as much theirs as it is mine. So it's rated whatever they want. We talk about what they want, what matters to them, and that's why it's difficult to be able to tell you guys like, oh, we're going to be on every Monday or every Tuesday and every Friday, because sometimes, like, for example, I had a fighter I was going to interview last week, and we had the date set out. I made the announcement, and then he had a death in his family in the morning of the interview. And
it does shit happens, man. Like
how
the
do
reason
you tell
why
somebody no, like, no,
right.
you have to. And I'm the type of guy, man, that I got into this not because I wanted to chase clout or anything like that, but I wanted to tell the stories of the people that are sacrificing their health and their safety for our entertainment. And at the end of the day, really, we should be doing everything we can to benefit these fighters and tell their stories.
Yeah.
Right.
Because they're doing this for our entertainment. So that's, in a nutshell, why I do what I do. I know you didn't ask that question, but there's that for you.
No, it's awesome. And dude, that's why we had Danielle on tonight, because we wanted to get her on before she fights for Gamebred. And she was like, I could do Sunday night. I mean, like you just said, it really, these fighters are so busy and their training is so crazy. I mean, if we have been fortunate enough to like be able to lock down Wednesdays and Thursdays. A lot of people are willing to just come on Wednesdays and Thursday nights. I don't know. Maybe we just got lucky. Like those are the two nights that like people got time, but whatever.
If I could take it back real quick, I think Kyle, this is when you
there we go.
This is fucking ridiculous. This is fucking ridiculous.
Can we play this one more time?
I can't do this. I can't do this.
You still love me.
This is fucking ridiculous. This is fucking ridiculous.
I broke him. There's no other way around it. I broke him.
I couldn't take it no more, man. I was done.
Dude, if it's that was a great episode. That was super fun. Blood pressure rising through the Zoom call.
Yeah. You know what? It's always a good time when we talk to you, Ben. And you got to get Mike on Against the Cage one night without me. You guys would have a fucking hell of a time together. And thanks for coming on.
Yeah. Anytime, guys.
What time tomorrow night is your show with
we start at 9:30 with Paul LaFond. He debuts, I believe, at Cage Wars 46. If not, then it's 47. Pick a day, Friday or Saturday. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I don't have my papers in front of me. We got Paul LaFond on at 9:30, and then we got Ruck on at 10, and they actually train both out of the same gym, and they're actually working together on these camps. So it's going to be a really interesting episode. Our boy Brandon Quigley is going to be doing some guest hosting. It's going to be a great time. I'm really looking forward to it. And real quick, guys, before I drop out of here, I want to let you know I'm really proud of you guys. Seriously. I remember when the group started out and it was combos with Kyle and you were coming in here and just shooting the shit. And to see where this has come and after all the conversations we've had and everything like that, it's really heartwarming to see where you guys are at and where you're going and the trajectory of this entire thing that just started as an idea for you. You know what I mean? I absolutely love this. I'm so proud of you guys. I wish I could put it into words, but no amount of words I could sit here and spew would do justice to just how proud of you guys I am.
Appreciate you.
With that being said, what is made of steel, sex appeal, and vanishes into thin air?
Dude,
that was the old Chael exit right there. I like that.
That kid's a fucking trip, man. I love that guy. And at the beginning, like he was just saying, at the beginning of this, like I used to do the Beauvais with Bob, the Beauvais MMA Roundhouse with Bob. I think it's still in existence. I don't know. Bob took a long hiatus from podcasting. Sean Shamrock was picking up the slack for him over there, and hopefully we see him back in there at some point. But when I was doing the show with him, we got hooked up. I got hooked up with Ben, and Ben like really loved the idea of this show. And Ben was like, I could get you a couple people, and he hooked me up with Jeremy Woolfolk and John. He actually gave me John Fitch's manager's contact info, which when we started this, I didn't even know how to get fighters. You know what I mean? I was just, I was direct messaging fighters on Instagram and be like, you want to come talk? You know what I mean? Like just hoping. Yeah. And then he was like, I think if you contact John Fitch's manager, he would be willing to come on the show. And he was one of the first really big names that I got to talk to. Bob got me Shoney Carter. Bob got me Bruce Boyington. Joey Beltran. Like Bob got me off and running. And then Ben hooked me up with a few guys. And ever since then, man, it's been a hustle. We've been reaching out on our own, hooking up with management companies, hooking up with fighters. And like, this thing, it just keeps on growing. And I'm truly appreciative for all the people that helped us out. And whatever, we're all still growing. So
that's right.
10 years from now, when Mike and Mish are sitting cage side for BKFC in like Chris Lytle and fucking Sean Wheelock's chairs, we'll all know who we need to thank.
Mm-hmm. That's correct, because it's gonna happen. It will happen.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
It's a fucking law of attraction, my friend.
Yeah, man. So, hey, with that said, man, we got an awesome up and coming fighter making her debut at Gamebred this coming Friday. We got a world champion on tonight, and then we had big heart Ben over there at fucking Cage Wars. So it was a hell of an episode tonight on an impromptu Sunday night special.
Yeah.
What do you think? We go ahead. We plug our Wednesday night. We have Teresa Segala, one half of another Fight of the Year candidate. She's coming on. She'll be fighting Pearl Gonzalez at BKFC 18, June 26th.
Pearl. Where you at?
Yeah, we need Pearl to come on too. Teresa Segala will be on at 9 p.m. The show's going to be at 9 p.m. on Wednesday night, followed by Monica Medina, the other half of the very first bare knuckle MMA female fight ever against Danielle Wynn. Monica Medina will be on at 9:30 following Teresa Segala. And then Thursday, we have Baboon.
That's Luis
Palomino, the 155-pound BKFC champion, will be stopping by Thursday night on the Mike and Mish show. And it's still up in the air. I'm not saying any names, but there was two other fighters that, like Ben just said, these fighters are busy and it's hard to lock them down sometimes. But if we keep doing our due diligence and try to lock these dudes down, Thursday night has the potential to be an absolute fucking banger again. So what do you say we call him, Mike?
I'm ready, man. This is a good show. And I'm excited for this upcoming week for sure.
All right.
So tune in, everybody.
Yeah.
And share. Don't forget to like and share the podcast. Please.
Like and share the podcast and subscribe to the YouTube channel. With that said, and and by the way, the new shipment of shirts will be in next week. Mike's wearing one.
Good.
Right
Just
now.
in time. Just in time. Just in time.
We got the white and we got the black coming in. So you guys want a shirt, hit us up, Facebook message me or DM me, and we will Killfoot clone, baby.
Showing off. I'm sorry, I was trying to show off my biceps, but never mind.
Oh, you were doing it wrong. You
haven't been working on them for 7 years. I wanted you guys to see.
Yeah, Susan Walker, your shirt's going to be in the mail as soon as it fucking gets here. I am so sorry about the wait, but thank you guys for all supporting us. Thank you for coming to church on Sunday night, and we will catch you on Wednesday. Peace.